Learn English through listening. The stranger who knew my name. It was a normal evening in a quiet city. The streets were busy, shops were closing, and people were rushing home. Among them was a young girl named Sarah. She was returning from college, listening to music, lost in her own thoughts. Nothing about that day felt special, but that night, something strange happened that she would never forget. At a small bus stop, Sarah noticed an old man sitting alone. He looked calm, but his eyes were unusual, not scary, just familiar. As she stood waiting, the man suddenly spoke. "Finally, you came." Sarah looked around. There was no one else. She pointed at herself. "Are you talking to me?" The man nodded slowly. "Yes, Sarah." Her heart skipped. "How do you know my name?" But instead of answering, the man just smiled. A soft, tired smile. Sarah felt uncomfortable. She had never seen this man before in her life. But something about him felt deeply familiar, like a memory she had forgotten. The bus arrived. She quickly got on and looked back. The man was still sitting there, watching her leave, and then he said something she couldn't hear, but she saw his lips clearly. "I told you, I'd find you." That night, Sarah couldn't sleep. His words kept repeating in her mind. "I told you I would find you." She tried to ignore it. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe he confused her with someone else. But deep inside, she felt something was wrong. The next day, Sarah visited her grandmother's house. She needed distraction while cleaning an old cupboard. She found a box full of photographs. Most were faded, but one photo made her freeze. It showed a little girl standing with an old man. The girl looked exactly like Sarah. Her hands started shaking. On the back of the photo, there was a date, 15 years ago, and a name written in handwriting. Sarah and Baba. Sarah rushed to her grandmother. "Who is this man?" she asked. Her grandmother became silent. Then she said softly, "You were very small when your father left the city." Sarah's breath stopped. "Father," her grandmother nodded. "He disappeared after a family conflict. We lost contact completely." Sarah's mind went blank. The man at the bus stop, the name, the photo. It couldn't be a coincidence. That evening, Sarah went back to the same bus stop. Her heart was beating fast. She didn't know why she came. Only that she had to, and he was there waiting. The old man looked at her and smiled gently. "I knew you would. Come." Sarah's voice trembled. "Are you my father?" The man closed his eyes for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Yes." Sarah stepped back. Tears filled her eyes. "Where were you all these years?" The man looked down. "I tried to come back, but I was too late. Life kept pulling me away." He paused. "I never stopped looking for you." Sarah didn't know what to feel. Anger, sadness, confusion, everything mixed together. The man reached into his pocket and took out an old bracelet. "I kept this with me all these years." Sarah recognized it instantly. It was hers, her childhood bracelet. Her hands shook as she took it. All those missing years, all those unanswered questions, they were suddenly standing in front of her. The wind blew softly. Sarah looked at him for a long time. Finally, she whispered, "I don't remember you, but I feel something. I can't explain." The man smiled through tears. "That is enough for me." He stepped back. "I just wanted to know you are okay." Then he turned and started walking away. Slowly, quietly. Final message. Some people leave your life, but never leave your story. Even time cannot erase certain bonds, because sometimes love doesn't need memory. It just needs a moment to be felt again.